Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Cass here. Welcome, or nice to meet you if you're new. Today we're going to be making some student bullet journal spreads that are going to help you get organized for your semester, not miss any assignments, not sleep in for class. No way, Jose, it's a new year and we're going to smash it. All you will need to do any of these spreads is really just a black gel pen of choice, but if you want to add a little more decoration to your spreads, go ahead and grab a couple markers and just go for it. The first spread I'll be making is a simple class schedule for the student who has the same classes every single week of the semester. This is great so you know where you need to be and what classes you have each week, so you're not accidentally sleeping in and missing class. Essentially marked Monday to Friday in a little top row, which was about 2 spaces wide, and then I wrote 8:30 till 9:30 down the side. You can change the times to whatever you want, but in my undergrad I did have some night classes, so having it till 9:30 was helpful for me. Now I'm just going in with a brush marker and marking down the amount of time that I have classes each week. For example, Myth, I have from 2:30 till 4, so I marked my brush pen from the 2:30 mark to the 4 mark. Once you've written in all your classes, then you have a nice, easy, simple class schedule. A lot of the times though, we don't normally have the same classes every single week in undergrad. I had tutorials, seminars, and labs that I would have some weeks and then not other weeks, and it would be really confusing trying to ruffle through syllabuses every week, trying to figure out what tutorials I actually had this week. So if you are like that and you need something to keep track of your schedule on a week-to-week basis that's constantly changing, this more detailed class schedule is definitely for you. Essentially, I wrote the number of the week on the far left with a line with my marker to kind of divvy up the weeks of the semester, and then I'm just going in and kind of writing a list of all the classes I have every week. This spread is not for the faint of heart. It does take a long time, but in my 4th year, writing my classes out like this made such a difference because I could easily just go to this spread every single week and know when I had class, versus taking 20 minutes to try to figure out when I had class because I had to check all my syllabi. Next, I'll be making the spread that is really important, but we all kind of wish we didn't have to make because who likes buying textbooks? Honestly, not me. However, this is a really great way to keep track of what textbooks you need to buy, the options that you have to buy them, and the prices. So what I'm doing is I'm making a header for the class, this is Biochem 300, and then writing down the name of the textbook and marking if it's a required textbook. Next, I'm making a vertical line and then writing the edition of the textbook, and then I'm making another vertical line and writing down the different options I have to purchase the textbook. This is great so you can keep track of if you can buy a used textbook, or maybe you need to buy an access code, so you have to unfortunately buy the textbook new. I think this spread is really helpful because obviously it's important to know the name of the textbook and the price, but also I've had situations where I've accidentally bought the wrong edition of the textbook, and that's really hindered my studying in my course. So knowing all the information in one spread really does make a big difference and makes textbook shopping as painless as possible. The next thing I'll be making is a course overview, so you know the topics that you'll be studying each week and the assignments that you'll be having in that specific course. This is kind of like a master syllabi. If you think about it, essentially at the beginning I'm writing the title of the course, and then I am writing in when I have the course, what room it's in, my prof, and the email for my prof. You can also add the email for your TA if you have one. Then I'm putting the number 1 for week 1 in the center of the spread and making 2 lines on either side. The left side of the spread is dedicated to the topic that you're studying that week, and then the right side is dedicated to if you have anything due that week, such as an assignment or a test or a midterm. This is a great way to kind of know what's going on in the class overall and really be able to focus in on that one class and know what's going on every single week. I especially found this helpful for referencing back to it when I had a midterm and trying to figure out what I actually covered from week, let's say 3 to 6. The last spread I'll be making is definitely one I would recommend everyone to make. If you have to make one spread, I think this one would be the most helpful, to be completely honest. At least I found it the most helpful when I made it last year, and this is a due dates overview. This includes all the due dates that you have in all your classes, so you can kind of see what you have going on and really prepare yourself for those weeks when you maybe have like 4 midterms and a paper due, because I know for me, when I had those crazy weeks, knowing like 5 weeks in advance that was coming allowed me to prepare and get ready, so I wasn't like smashed in the face with like all this stress because I hadn't done my assignments early enough. So essentially I wrote down the title of each month of the year, and then I wrote the weeks that fell underneath that month of the semester. Then I went in with a marker and I marked to the right hand side a little like right hand margin, and this is actually going to be the section where you can write when you want to start working on assignments. For me, planning when I wanted to actually start studying or working on an assignment at the beginning of the semester took off a lot of the thinking and planning during the middle of the semester, because I didn't have to think about when I wanted to start studying for biochem. It was already written down, which made my life a lot easier, and I wasn't forgetting to do assignments, which is great. We have now come to the final flip through of my student bullet journal spreads. I hope you guys found this video helpful and maybe got inspired to make some of these spreads for your own upcoming school year. I know I will be making every single one of these spreads, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like and a follow, and I will see you next time. Good luck at school, guys.